Welcome to the Living in Savannah channel. I'm James Headley. If you haven't already watched last week's episode here on the channel, you may want to go back and do so before continuing with today's, as this is part 2 of my look at the top 10 search terms that Zillow users entered in 2023. Again, I am using these top national search terms as a guide for those considering buying a home here at the landings to help you to prepare to evaluate homes and eventually negotiate more effectively. Before diving in on these last 5 search terms, let me thank you as always for subscribing, sharing, and liking. Certainly appreciate that and hope you'll continue to do so. With that, let's dive in on number 6 through 10 on Zillow's list. Number 6, but number 1 for today was the open floor plan. Modern interconnected living spaces in the natural language search terms used by Zillow as they've moved to incorporating AI. In any event, depending upon how much of a must this is for you, your willingness to engage in some renovations, and your budget, this could be one of the more challenging areas when you're house hunting in the landings. Given the age of a lot of the housing stock here, those great rooms that have been so popular for years now, but as an aside, I should say are trending down nationally for what that's worth. But anyway, that great room look is less common than the separate formal dining rooms, separate living and family rooms, etc. here on Skidaway Island. There are definitely exceptions and, of course, opportunities for renovations. So do not be too daunted by this, but I want you to be aware so you aren't surprised by what you see on your first set of showings. Next on the list was a pool. A luxury, especially in warmer areas in the Zillow terms. This one definitely comes as a shock to some clients visiting the landings for the first time and expecting a backyard pool given the many warm months here. Yes, there are a number of homes with private pools, but they are definitely in the minority. And that might not be a bad thing given that our climate is not a year-round summer, adding to your pool maintenance routines and needs. And probably more importantly for most homebuyers and residents, with pools at Marshwood, Franklin Creek, and Oak Ridge, you're never more than a few minutes from a welcoming community pool any time of the year here. Marshwood does close for a few months in the winter, as an aside, but Franklin Creek and Oak Ridge are open and heated year-round. Next on the list of terms is family room, space for shared moments. Echoing that first search term discussion, chances are that you'll have double the family room space in most landings homes with separate formal and informal living spaces, or however you want to think about them. When you toss in the frequent inclusion of upstairs bonus rooms, it is hard to imagine many prospective home buyers here wanting for communal space. Next on the list is the basement, versatile extra space for various uses. Here, just know the landings is definitely in the south, so if you're dead set on a basement, the simple fact is that you'll probably want to look elsewhere. That said, think up instead of down, and you probably accomplish the same thing with those bonus rooms that abound here versus the lack of basements in general in the south. And that brings us finally to the last search term, and that was granite counters. Durable elegance in kitchens and bathrooms. All I'll say here is that depending upon the vintage of the homes you're considering, you're likely to find a range of counter materials and styles here. But also keep in mind that there are a lot of kitchen and bath redesign company trucks passing through the landings gates daily for a reason. Bottom line, bring your imagination and a good sense of your budget because you're likely going to want to make your house your own with some updating regardless. I hope this discussion was helpful in setting your expectations when looking for a home in the landings. Of course, I'd be most happy to hear from you about your own top 10 or 20 wish list when searching for a new home, so please contact me anytime. Until then, please do keep sharing and liking, and if you haven't subscribed yet, consider doing so. It costs nothing, and I hope to see you in the next episode. Take care.